Yes, good environment, to have, as we grew, our environment has influenced us. That's one of the aspects today we are going to discuss. So, thanking all of them, gurus, for me particularly, Swami Nirbhayananji Saraswati, Chinmayanandaji, Swami Ranganathanji's commentary, whose commentary I'm referring to, of course, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and Swami Aparajitananda. He's a Swamiji in Chinmaya mission, and he also has 7 videos on 14th chapter itself. Very beautifully, he has Swamiji has given his commentary. So these are all my references today. So basic reference is Swami Ranganathanandaji's commentary of Bhagavad Gita, 3 volumes. This is the 3rd volume, chapter 14. So we were at in the 14th chapter, which talks about Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Gunatraya Vibhaga means gunas are classified into 3. So we have defined and discussed what are these 3 gunas. Gunas means they are 3 types of nature, personalities, individual people, mindset, we can call them as. So understanding this helps us to understand us actually. Where do we stand? We have discussed that basically there are 3 types of gunas. And these gunas are sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. An individual who stays very calm and doesn't, is not too ambitious, not greedy, always peaceful, craves for knowledge, and he finds happiness in knowledge and wisdom, and is peace loving. He is called as a sattvic person. Sattvic mindset. I don't call it as a person, because we have seen that in any person there is a combination of all these 3 gunas. So one is predominant, of course. The second one is rajasic, which is characterized by a person always in a zeal to work, hardworking, of course, ambitious, and always he wants to keep himself occupied. He loves working, working, and in that process, he may become, as we said, there may be greed, there may be ambition, but his happiness is never-ending work. His happiness lies in never-ending work. And we have seen the third group is tamasic mindset, which is characterized by laziness, sleepiness. Happiness lies in not working. It is almost the opposite. It's such a mindset, it prefers to always relax, doesn't want to take any responsibilities, because responsibility means work. Tamasic people or tamasic mindset is against working. And it is of ignorance, because it doesn't realize, this mindset doesn't realize that work is required for us to evolve. Such kind of thoughts are not there. More of worldliness in tamasic group. Enjoy, tinnodu unnodu maja madodu, that is tamasic. They rather prefer to find a way to escape from responsibilities, because for them happiness is relaxing, resting, not working. So that is tamasic. Each one of us have a combination of all these 3, and but we have to observe and see where we fit in. Are we predominantly sattvic? Are we predominantly rajasic? Are we predominantly tamasic? Or we were like this, and over a period of time we have changed. That happens usually as age advances. People tend to, many of them tend to, not all, there are exceptions. If people get, they try to sober down, and they get some opportunity to serve people, or if they start developing that kind of tendencies because of some environmental influence, then they are likely to change and start changing towards from tamasic to rajasic to sattvic. Evolution wise, sattvic is considered to be the highest. So majority of the time, if we spend in sattvic thoughts, sattvic actions, then we are said to be sattvic. And same thing applies to rajasic or tamasic. But Nobody is 100% sattvic, 100% tamasic, 100% rajasic. Never it will happen. So one must be observing what is the understanding this guna. Understanding is when we observe ourselves and try to uh, improvise. When we observe, that means we are interested to change ourselves. So the whole purpose of life, as per Bhagavad Gita, is to change ourselves, to look within and see how we can bring about small small changes in our routine. And then when we become aware, automatically things will start changing for the better, always for the better, because that indicates wisdom. So that is one. And what is the fruit of this sattvic nature? It results in always peace and solution finding, happiness because they find solution, peace and wisdom. What is the outcome of rajasic nature? There is always pain in that. They are workaholic and there is pain. What is the fruit of tamasic nature? That results in ignorance. It results in ignorance, and in all the three states there is happiness, but each one perceives happiness from a different angle. For for a sattvic person, happiness is calmness and wisdom, as we said, knowledge, more knowledge. I want to learn more. It's so interesting. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆದೇನು ಬರಲ್ಲ. They don't want to. Nothing else interests them. A Rajasic person, for him, achievements, growth, progression, worldly growth, of course. That is happiness for him. For a Tamasic person, just lying down, like as I said, on a potato couch or on a seashore, just sunbathing and all that. So those relaxed, absolutely no activity. That whenever he or she gets time, he's very happy. So happiness definition varies according to your mindset. Then, having said that, Krishna says, what will be the fate of such people? I mean, if what will be your fate in future or in the next birth? Because we believe in rebirth. If you die in sattvic mindset, rajasic mindset, tamasic mindset, when you die, supposing you are very very pure and calm, and even when you die very peacefully with no expectations, okay, and then you leave your body, then you are born in good families, which will again, and actually he says you will go to such worlds, after death your subtle body may enjoy peaceful life in some good worlds there, out there, maybe particularly the wise people, wise, not liberated, they say wise people, or you'll take birth in the families of wise people. If you are rajasic, you will die. When you die, you will think, I should have done this, I should have done that. Then you will take birth in places which will help you to grow in that way. Which will give you more opportunities to work, and grow big. You will become a owner of big mansions, and you will have number of projects. Maybe you'll become an industrialist, like that. Tamasic people, the outcome is, that is what will happen when you relax. No, if you feel that let me be reborn similar, like I just don't want to take responsibility or something, or he is not even aware when he's dying, he's still thinking of the worldly things, then he will be born in a similar family, or he may take birth in the lower species also, subhuman species, because the Bhagavad Gita, Vedas, Upanishads say that the purpose of human life is to evolve, to express the divinity, to work towards that, to work, to come out. First thing for that is to give up that laziness and to work, because if you are living like an animal, then you have no business to be taking human birth. Just live like animals, eat, drink, sleep, have sex, enjoy. That's it. Then animals also do that. So you be born in animal species. This is the law, the theory of evolution according to Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. This is a theory. It is not like Darwin's theory, where we say that human species once, I mean, there is no rebirth there, of course. Human species is the ultimate. There is no regression. But this theory is contradicts that. It says you will go back, or it may also mean that you'll be born in a species, in the family which again believes in the same thing, and it will never allow you to grow. Even if you want to grow, you may have hindrances because you have not done anything for the betterment of yourself or for the others, or you have not given value to the human life, because human life is given the best grace of intelligence, which differentiates this species from the animals. We have the ability to think, that free will, that is called as a buddhi, swanta buddhi, that is given for us to make choice, so that the consciousness will favor, the God will favor in whatever we think, He will favor. You want to go this way, please go. You want to go this way, for both it is a consciousness which is providing that life. So it is up to us. So these are the major categories of gunas. And today we will take from 18th to the last 27th, last one. This is 27th. No, today's last, this one is, yeah, 27, correct. ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः जघन्यगुणवृत्तस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः. So, literal meaning is the sattva abiding, urdhvam gachanti sattvastha. Those who are in sattva mindset, they go upwards. Rajasic dwell in the middle. Tamasic abiding in the function of the lowest go downwards. So downwards means not physically down, up and all that. They have higher, as we discussed just now, there is some kind of repetition. So he says sattvic people go higher in evolution. They will be born in sattvic families and also go higher. That means to attain higher levels of evolution. That means he may start thinking still higher. That is very close to liberation, actually. Sattvic mindset is very close to liberation, but they are not liberated people. They are still attached. Madhye tishtanti rajasaha means rajasaha, while sattvic goes to higher, rajasic remain in the same. Madhye, they are in the middle, neither higher evolution state nor the lower. They remain just as human being. At least they are not like tamasic, because tamasic people can go, as we said earlier. So tamasic people go downwards means their activities also will be of lower nature, and they will obviously, as we said, in the previous future births as well as in this birth, they are not thinking of higher evolution at all, because they're totally the ignorance, they are deluded, it is masked, their consciousness is masked. So that he says. Next one. Nanyam gunebhya kartaram yada drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param vetti madbhavam sodhi gacchati. So here he says that when the seer means one who is seeing, beholds no other seer, no other agent other than the gunas, na anyam gunebhyah kartaram yada drashtanupashyati. Whatever is happening is as a result of these gunas. Gunebhyascha param vetti, that, and knows that which is higher than the gunas, he or she attains my being. What is the meaning of this? Whatever we are eyes seeing, listening, reacting, all these are based on our gunas, right? We have understood this. How a sattvic person reacts, how a rajasic person reacts, we have seen that, or that mindset. If we are in sattvic, how do we react? We are not angry. Somebody tells us something, we see or we hear that somebody has spoken, we ignore it. It's okay. Maybe they are like this, maybe they are. We will not give it so much importance, because we believe, we prefer calmness. If we are in the rajasic mode, then we react. We are angry. If we are in the tamasic mode, then nothing will happen. We are not reacting also. He will also ignore it and be to himself. So the same person may react in different states of mind, but if I'm predominantly sattvic, throughout any point of time, any time in the day, any time in the month, any time in the year, I will be consistently doing that if I'm established so much in sattvic. But here and there, I do get angry. Here and there, I do want to ignore. So this can happen. Very small, percentage of that. So that means my personality. I'm giving just an example. So if my mindset is established like that, and I'm still doing, the person who actually observes this, if I am the sattva, if I'm observing, look, my mind was like this, my this was like this, then slowly I will start realizing that everything is happening as per gunas. It's not I who is, it's not me. Why I'm like this, why I'm like this, why there is something I which is making an observation. That means there is something which is different from the gunas. So this we have to understand. This mindset or this body has got two components. We have seen that there is a consciousness within, and the other part of it is the nature, prakriti, matter. So if you just think of this personality, the body, the mind, and the intellect, the body, manasu buddhi, ahankara, everything comes, all this complex, no, BMI complex. This one is prakriti, this is nature, and there is a consciousness within. So that consciousness is different, and all this body, mind, intelligence, or intellect is nothing but guna. So each one of us have this component, and this is nothing but the subtle body. There is subtle body and the gross body. Together, they are, both of them are made of gunas only. And whatever we think, whatever we do is happening in my mind. But I'm, why my mind is thinking like this? If we are able to see this, that means we are thinking from a consciousness point of view. We are separating ourselves. At that point of time, we are in the consciousness and we are observing that guna is playing. So he says, if we continue to do that, and then we don't get perturbed either for our reactions or for anybody's reactions. How beautiful, no? Supposing I have reacted like that, and then I keep brooding for days together. Why did I do this? Why did I say yes to her? Or why did I shout at her? Both ways is possible. Then I keep thinking, and then I say it's okay, and then matte I will do. That means I am still in my mindset is in gunas only. I'm not at all bothered. Why I will cry for that. But over a period of time, if we have grown, if there is a sattvic person is thinking with wisdom, he says, why did I do like that? Okay, next time I should not do. Then as the thoughts come, no, I will say this is gunas. I will control this, but it is guna. I and gunas are different. Anta yaru yochne martaro, nanyam gunebhya, everything is happening. I reacted, my guna. That was sattvic guna. I shout, sorry, I did not react, sattvic guna. I reacted, rajasic guna. I just slept for a long time, that was my tamasic guna. That's okay. I am the consciousness. Awareness, if it comes, then he thinks Kartaram is not anything else. It's gunas only. Everything is happening as a result of guna. But at the same time, gunebhyascha param vyakti. Gunebhyascha means beyond guna, there is one param. That param is a supreme. That if he understands, then mad bhavam so adhigachati. He or she shall attain my being. So actually the arrangement of the whole thing is like this. There is a consciousness, it will not perform anything. There is a prakriti, it will not perform. Prakriti is there, it cannot perform on its own. Guna consciousness does not perform, but it supports, it reflects through the gunas. So whatever, what is doing, why I'm reacting, because it's my property, my mindset. But who is shining? I mean, who is making it happen? That is through the consciousness. Consciousness does that, but not attached. It gives a chetana, but it is not attached. This is how is the arrangement. I know that I'm an observer. I can see that happening, but I am not affected. But what is happening? Why am I going there? Why am I running? Why am I taking so many responsibilities? Why am I so irritated? It is all gunas. I come back, it is all gunas. I observe my gunas. This way, if we are able to discriminate the functioning of gunas, which is causing me to behave like this, but I am a pure person, and let me be aware and work towards this. If we can be aware like this, and when somebody else is also angry, Let us say he is showing his anger. Anger is which one? Sattvic predominantly. Rajasic, sattvic or tamasic? Anger. Anger is which guna? Anger defines which guna? Anybody?
Tamasik, ma'am.
Anger is rajasic. Tamasik
Rajasic.
is less. Yeah, rajasic. Rajasic is active. Anger is also rajasic. He is very angry because he is very ambitious. Something did not happen according to him. So he shouts, he or she shouts at you. At that time, no, we also, though we are, I'm just imagining if you are sattvic and another person is rajasic, and if he's shouting, maybe it will trigger that rajasic in you. But if you're aware, then you will say, this person, something has gone wrong, he will come back to normalcy, and let me wait. And if we hold on, if we have this idea of guna, and remember that guna also in any person is not permanent, mostly, then we can handle that person and be quiet. If we bring that sattvic in spite of another challenge with you, and you say is rajasic, because we are all spiritual seekers, that's why I'm able to, we can try this. Not, it's not an ordinary thing, it's not at all easy. But if with this knowledge, what we do is then we wait, and then we allow him or her to cool down, and then we talk when they have cooled down. That makes, with this understanding, this is possible. The understanding of guna, if you are like this, then you are becoming wiser. It's not just the knowledge of the scriptures. A sattvic person, he should also know this. Then his elevation goes beyond sattvic. He goes towards liberation, because he's thinking his consciousness, my consciousness. This is a game of gunas across. So this is how he says, Gunebhyascha param vetti. Then madbhavam. If we practice this, no, then we go higher and higher. That is why they say, being consistently in sattvika guna, that takes you higher. So this is how Rama, it seems, used to tell. I heard today in one of the commentaries, when people came with anger, he used to tell, I think today your mood is not good, let us discuss later. Even Sudhamurti has told, husband and wife, she speaks very wittily, and her short reels, yes, when husband and in a relationship, it applies to any relationship. When one person is angry, other one should be very, this is a natural, without even getting into the depth of gunas, we can say this is a very practical viewpoint. When somebody is angry, the other person, let's take it as ourselves, because we are in the process of self-improvement. If we find somebody angry, at that point of time, instead of reacting, if we control, then what happens is we also learn to control, they also will come down, then you discuss. It's not that the point, it's not the argument, it becomes too personal, ego clash. Both rajasic is totally, it starts burning at home or outside. We have seen that. We ourselves would have faced. I recollect many such instances at home as well as outside. When we want to prove our point, they are also angry, we are also angry. So we just start shouting at each other. It leads to nowhere, and all our conserved, high frequency energy, whatever we have, it will start draining. So understanding guna, if you, the same situation, if you think from a guna perspective of these gunas, then you will say it is his rajasic guna which is coming. He will cool down, he or she will cool down. After some time, when I go and approach with a calm mind, we can discuss the same matter in a very peaceful manner. Then both will become sattvic. Sattvic combination is good. Rajasic combination is very bad. And tamasic to zero. No activity will come out through that, because both are inactive. Both are relaxing. Because I heard in some my friend used to tell, she went not purely tamasic, but still they went to their house. There are no vessels in that family. Husband, wife are staying, newly married. She said, ma'am, I went to their house to have dinner or something. I pulled the vessels, I washed them, I cooked, I served them, I ate, and I came back. Ibru order madodu. Swiggy, Zomato, Zepto, everything is like that. Because of course they're working professionals, but weekends they want to relax. That is a time they want to relax, no doubt. But both are like that. Both of them don't want to work. You know. So this kind of combinations will not. So when we are in the process of evolution, then we must understand that it is their gunas. It is not their true nature. Now, also Before I forget, I think I should say this. Very beautiful commentary, Swami Allah, Pannanje Govindacharya, in one of his, this thing in Bhagavad Gita also he has told. A person's behavior uh, depends on his gunas. Now, this is truth. We have discussed this. That guna, no, it is not a, ಇವಾಗಿಂದಲ್ಲ ಅದು. It has got 3-4 reasons are there for a person to behave the way he is behaving. One is, we told, no, swabhava, that which has been carried from that subconscious mind, is nothing but equivalent to, nothing but equivalent to what we call a subtle body or linga sharira, or our mind intellect, which has carried the impressions from so many births, that samskara, or it is accumulated tendencies, mindset, and accumulated. That's one. Second thing is, we have genetic influence from our parents. Third thing is our environmental influences, how they would have shaped. And the fourth thing, he also says about negative influences from the external world. This we cannot deny. I have read long back. I found my old notes also. There also, it is from Swami Shivananda. There also he has told, long back I had written somewhere, I just found it. External influences. Crude ಶಬ್ದದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಶಾಪ ಹಾಕಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇವ್ರ ಶಾಪ ಹಾಕಿರ್ಬೋದು. This is how we call it, but it may not be like, the sages will give curse. ದುರ್ವಾಸ ಮುನಿ ಶಾಪ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು, ಇವ್ರ ಶಾಪ, ಅದು ಶಾಪ ಅನ್ಬೋದು. But if we may have some negative influences, negative energies from people or from some sources, we don't know that negative. All these four will decide a person's swabhava, and his guna, actual guna, which has got accumulated. Maybe something, he might have been a sattva predominant, but because of the external influences, maybe that has got shut inside, and he is exhibiting something, like very irritability, anger, or ado. That may this can happen. But when the same person gets exposed to good people, and he starts, if he's internally he has evolved as sattvic, but something was masking it, then what happens is he is likely to revert back. If the environmental influence is good, he's likely to come back to his sattvic mode predominantly, and you may not even imagine, the person may go to that level, that is, his expression may be that high. So what I'm trying to say here is that there are so many things which come on the way of expression of a person's guna. So we must not judge. Anta Pannanje Govindacharya very beautifully says, don't judge a person. They say, no, don't. Something, there is one statement, a book should not be judged by the cover. You should go within. So he or she may appear something. Deep within, his personality may be something else. Try to provide that kind of environment and see what comes out of that person. I have experimented with few people, and I found this to be actually true. Second thing, to talk about negative influences. So if we must try to keep the goodwill of people around. Goodwill. We should not try to trigger the negative emotions or negativity in others, because one is, it will spoil our relation. Second thing is, if the negative feelings are very strong, so if they start thinking, they may not express, but if they are not happy and if they start expressing that negativity, it's likely to influence your growth, your thinking. You may become clouded. Why am I feeling like this? And without our knowledge, our mindset may be very, very disturbed. We never know. So if we have goodwill, ಅವ್ರು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಇರ್ಲಿ, ಹೌದಾ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿ, ದುಷ್ಟರಿಂದ ದೂರ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದುಷ್ಟರಂದ್ರೆ ದುಷ್ಟರೇ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ದುಷ್ಟರು. Tamasic people are also to some tamasic mode. So they may be negative and extreme. We don't know. Anybody can be. So try to keep goodwill with people, even if they are remote. Don't trigger a negative influence. Try to reduce the negative influence by being good to them. I mean, if there is nothing, no give and take, then just be good. Or just be neutral. Don't try to initiate, so that adu shapa antene heltaralla, that influence will come down. So in us we want to express certain things we cannot avoid. So that's how we are. Because you know, Duryodhana was avanu dushtane. He's always chasing Pandavaru. So there is one when he go when they go to when they die, then Yamaraja he asks Dharmaraj, ಅಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನೀನು ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲೇ ಪಾಂಡವರಿದ್ರು, they were so nice, why couldn't you do that? He says, my environment was like this. My mother, to a great extent, he tells the truth. See, there are two things that made me bad actually, which he agrees I shouldn't have done, but they were very strong influencers. One is my mother. She, being a mother, because husband is blind and she wanted to support. That's what, but actually deeper meaning, ಬೇರೆ ಇದೆ ಅದು ಕಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. She put a cloth around her. She made herself blind, and then so that she wanted to show that she is with my father. But what happened to children? Was she there with us? Did she have real thing as a mother? She did not have. If she had not done that, she was with us, we would have got her parental. Secondly, all the teachers, elders, everybody started supporting Pandavas, and they used to compare us with Pandavas. So that put us always, we used to feel what they call it as, we always felt inferior to them, intimidated. We felt very intimidated. Never they used to appreciate. I had actually Duryodhana also had so many good qualities. So how you see that added to his ಅವನು ಸ್ವಭಾವನು ಗುಣಾನು ಕೆಟ್ಟದೇ ಇತ್ತು ಅವನಿಗೆ, ರಾಜಸಿಕ and tamasic mostly he had, but because he was not taking care of anybody, no respect and all that. But at the same time, environment also played an influence. And ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಅವನು ಮಾಡೋದು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಶಾಪ ಹಾಕೋರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಎನಿಬಡಿ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಸಿ ನೋ ಏನ್ ಕೆಟ್ಟದವ ಈ ಹುಡುಗ, ಇವನು ಏನ್ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಅವನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಬಿಟ್ಕೋಬೋದು, ಹಿಂಗೆ ದೇ ಶೋ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಎಮೋಷನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ when we interact, and about our evolution, I'm saying we should protect our vibrations. So guna, so when we understand this, and this is how we protect our gunas. Secondly, if you go one step higher, we must understand that this is a game of all gunas, and consciousness has nothing to do. God has nothing to do. A person who reacts, it's his choice. The choice depends on his gunas. Whatever is his guna, whatever he has acquired, it will act both in me as well as in outside. I will keep observing how I behave, how my guna is acting. I will just observe and I will leave it. So if I am like that throughout the day, then my mind will be more towards consciousness that goes closer to liberation. But this comes only with maturity, understanding. This has to go through sattvic phase. Otherwise, it's not possible. Gunan etan atityatrin dehi deha samudbhavan janma mrityu jara dukkaihi vimukta amrutam ashnute. So the embodied means this body, the person who is inside, having gone beyond three gunas. Embodied one means person. Having gone beyond these three gunas, out of which the body is evolved, is freed from birth, death, old age, and sorrow, and attains immortality. That means though we are in this body, we must go. If we go beyond this, as we explained, deha samudbhavan, having gone beyond these three gunas, out of which the body, deha samudbhavam means, two commentators have told there are two bodies. One is the gross body, another one is the subtle body. The gross body is made up of muscles, bones, and all those, which is a structured anatomy is there. The subtle body is composed of mind, intellect, and ego, ahankara, all that. So now if we understand this, and the body functions according to the mind, this is a deeper meaning of this. This body with the subtle body and the gross body. Gross body is anatomical structure. Subtle body is mind, intellect. Now, how is it functioning? As we said, there are gunas which will decide. But can the gunas know that thought process? How does it function? It has to function through the body. It will only speak. It will only see. It will show body language, body reaction. It will only talk. It will hear. It will go and hear some gossip, or it will prefer to hear the bhajans and Bhagavad Gita. So what is doing? The body is doing. The sense organs are doing. Under what influence it is doing? Under the influence of the mind. And what is influencing the mind? Mind is influenced by the intellect. Intellect, above that is ahankara, ego. All this is our uh, subtle, the subconsciously stored activities. But how does it reflect? It reflects from the consciousness. The consciousness reflects through the mind and intellect, and that guides the body to function. That guides the mouth, ears, movement, legs. It will take us to that place wherever it has to go. So that action is brought about by the body under the influence of the mind, which is in turn under the influence of the intellect, which in turn is under the influence of the ahankara, which is reflected by the consciousness. But mind takes the decision. It's guna. Guna makes a choice what it should do anta. But for that, the minute it makes that decision, the consciousness will say go, get set, go anta. This is how beautifully it is arranged. So if we go beyond that, it is guna, and I am the pure consciousness andre, then gunan etan atitya threen dehi deva deha samudbhavan. Also, this body is also made up of nature. Guna means what? Nature. Body also has all those elements. Pancha Mahabhuta is also guna only. There also there are, that also is part of the nature. Guna means Prakriti. Prakriti has got all these mind, body, intellect, and Pancha Mahabhuta, Panchendriya. Everything is part of this guna or Prakriti, which is different from the consciousness. So one must understand this gross body is made up of gunas only, Prakriti. This mind, intellect also is made of gunas and Prakriti, and everything is decided, but on its own it will not to act. It needs the reflection of consciousness. But consciousness is neutral. It is the same in a tamasic, rajasic, sattvic. The same consciousness reflects, but gunas will reflect what they are. So I am not the doer. I means as a consciousness, pure self. I am the consciousness. I am not the doer. But when the mind thinks that I am gunas, I'll identify this, Andre, then you will keep on suffering. Only when you come out of that and say, allow that gunas to play, I'll only observe. When we start becoming an observer, then we are very close to consciousness. So he says, and we will be freed from the birth, the sorrow of birth, death, jara, old age. All these sorrows are gone, and we attain immortality or liberation. Exactly what Buddha did. What did Gautam Buddha do? He saw all this and he meditated and he got rid of all this, because for him, basically, these are the things why a person is getting old, why a person is falling sick. Why do we have to take birth again and again? When he meditated and he found this concept explained in a different way, he found that there is consciousness which is totally free, and it is Sat Chit Anand. So, in order to make this, they say we have to keep, you know, uh, remembering this concept. How do we remember? Every day we have to meditate. I am the consciousness, or I am the divine. Divine is divine, and in bhakti we call it as we worship with the Saguna Rupa or Nirakara Rupa, but we must meditate and we must identify that we are with the divine, and these gunas are Prakriti. This concept we should keep on remembering day and day. Otherwise, we get caught by these gunas, which is otherwise also called as Maya. ಗುಣ ಮಾಯಾ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೇ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಬಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪುಲ್ ಯು ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಸೈಡ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ರಿಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಗುಣಾಸ್. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಲಿಬರೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ಸತ್ವ. ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಟೆಲ್ಸ್ ಒನ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. There were 3 robbers, and they used to rob whoever came on the in the forest, and then like that they caught hold of some person, and they tied him to the tree and they robbed him. After that, there was one robber said, we will kill him. Anyway, we have robbed, no? Why should we spare him? We will kill him, throw him and go on. The tamasic person said, Rajasic person said, we will not kill him. Let him be alive. Let him be tied here. Sattvic person, when those two left, there was a Sattvic robber also. So he untied him and he says, we are sorry, we have robbed you. So I will show you the way. to your home. Because these people knew everything in the forest. He did not know. He just came and he lost his way. So this sattvic person will take him to the end of the forest and say, go this way, you will reach to your house. Aunantane, you have come all the way. Why don't you come outside, have food in my house? And the robber says, no, 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 I can't come. You know why? Because I'm a robber. I may be good. I'm good robber, but I'm still a robber. So I can't come. Police will catch me. So Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's story, this is, example. He says that person who said kill him is tamasic. Person who said just tie him is rajasic. This person, third person, he's good, but still he doesn't want to go out. He's sattvic person. He has good nature, but he is still not aspiring for liberation. So all the three gunas will bind you in one way or the other. Sattva will bind you with goodness. I want to take birth. Ayo, again, I want to come. I want to read Vedas, Upanishad, Tadadante, Sattva guna. So you'll be born again. Rajasic will say, I have to achieve this. I have to achieve that. Nange innu PhD aglilla, Nobel Prize barlilla. I had to build up. You'll be born and fulfill your desire. Tamasic person will say, Aram, Ishta, Ramadala, next. Again, he will be born. So all the three will be born. And their desires will be fulfilled. That means as long as we are attached to this desire, in whichever way you ask, desire is a desire. It will bind you. Only when you think, no, I don't want anything. I just want to be liberated. So if that thought comes to us, I don't want, I've enjoyed everything. I just want to be liberated. Then there are chances. We don't know because it still depends on the subconscious, but subconscious desires, we don't know. But at least there is a hope. That's what they say. At this end of your death and at the end of your life, if you are thinking, I don't want anything, then there are great chances of liberation. Or even in this life, before death also, if you just give up and live there, then you can be. So what happens there? Yes, madam. Anything?
No.
Okay, so adane, when one goes beyond these three gunas, so that robber, if he had come out and said, I don't want to rob anything, I'm free now, I'm not robbing, I'll be a free man, good man. And still that's a freedom from robbery. So like that, sattva also should be free from anything. Nothing should be there, no desire. Because in anything you want, even if it is good one, you'll be born in good family, but you'll be born again. So this is how he says, and Buddha says, it seems when he gets liberated, that anybody can become Buddha. Anybody can achieve. It's if I have done it, you can do. It's not that so many lives. Decide, Madi. If you decide that you want to be liberated and go strongly, at this moment you can get moksha. Even Swami Sarvapriyananda in his talks, it says, as you leave this hall, you may be liberated. We never know. It all depends on how you evolve. So that is the meaning of that. Now Arjuna asks. अर्जुन उवाच कैर्लिङ्गैस्त्रीन् गुणान् एतान् अतीतो भवति प्रभो किमाचारः कथं चैतान् त्रीन् गुणान् अतिवर्तते. Sri Arjuna is asking Krishna, now you said that there are three gunas and gunatita agbeko. People should go beyond. He says in previous slokas, he says, no, he who goes beyond is gunebhyascha param vyakti mad bhavam so adhigacchati. Then he says, janma mrityu jara dukha vimuktaha amrutam ashnute. Yaro gunad miri hoktaro. Those who go beyond the three gunas. Exactly just as Ramakrishna talked about that robber, those robbers. So when they become, then you said they will become immortal or attain liberation. How can we identify what is the nature, or how does he look like, how does he appear like, how does he behave? By what marks? Kairlingaihi trin gunan etan atito. So what marks he or she is known who goes beyond these three gunas? What is his conduct? Kimacharaha katham cha etan. How does he or she, katham chaitan, how does he or she pass beyond these three? How do they look like? What is their behavior? And how have they gone? Adike ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು solution ಕೊಡು ಅಂತ beautifully he says. This is similar to, if you remember, Sthita Prajna, second chapter. Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha, samadhistasya keshava, Sitadhihi kim prabhasheta, kimasita vrajeta kim. How do they look? Sthita prajna, similar to these gunatita people. Shri Bhagavanuvacha prakasham cha pravrittim cha mohameve cha pandava nadveshti sampravrittani nivrittani kamshati udasinavadasino gunaiyo na vichalyate gunavartanta ityeva यो वतिष्ठति नेङ्गते समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः मानापमानयो तुल्यः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते. So he's saying, what are the characteristics of the persons who have crossed these gunas? Arjuna is saying, you just now mentioned Krishna, that one must go and they will attain me. Who are these people? So he says, such people, prakashim cha pravrittim cha mohameva cha pandava. Andre, three characteristics of three gunas. Prakasham, sattva always is illumined. If you remember, we have discussed, he has mentioned that these people are luminous. You find them prakasha. Whatever they do, whatever they see, they are so alert and they have an aura. Sattva people. So even if there is prakasha or pravritti, activity like rajasic, or moha, ignorant, clouded thinking. So these nadveshti sampravrittani na nivrittani. And this person, when he observes these three, that is prakasha, pravritti, moha, defining sattva, rajas, tamas, in himself or in others, when they are present or absent, he is not at all perturbed. Na dveshti na kankshati. And he neither hates the sattva, rajas, tamas expression, nor he likes them. Ad idru sari, bitru sari anta. He is cool. He is a very, very cool person who has crossed all that because he knows it. So if my body is expressing sattva, oh, it is sattva, leave it. If my body is not expressing sattva, no problem. If my mind is expressing rajasic, theek hai, no rajasic, then also okay. Tamasic, yes, no tamasic. So whether they are expressed or not expressed, and hidden thing is in himself or in others, it doesn't matter to him. His reaction, action, others' reaction, action, he's totally beyond that because his intellect lives in that gunatita. He's gone beyond that. He lives in that consciousness. So, in Mahabharata, no, Vidura, kind of he had attained that state. Dhritarashtra is his stepbrother. He is born to a dasi, but he lives throughout with Dhritarashtra because he has to be there. Andra ಒಂದು bounded by the duty, loyalty. So that comes actually as rajasic itself. The commentators have described even the what I should say, Bhishma and Dronacharya, they were expressing that rajasic guna of loyalty. That loyalty is rajasic only because they have to be rajasic, they have to act, they have to so like that. But when Vidura convinces Dhritarashtra not to fight, he says this is adharma, you should not fight. Kerala, Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra once throws him out. He says, you are Rasiputra. You are not supposed to advise. Then Vidura does not get disturbed. It is all Maya and Kondo. He goes for pilgrimage. So he is a balanced person. So such a person will neither be disturbed when somebody expresses it. Oh, sattvic person, he's so sattvic and rejoice madudu. Or I became so sattvic and enjoying that state of mind. He has crossed beyond that. He's in nothing. He's pure consciousness. He lives there. That is one. And so how Swami Vivekananda has given one example. One mosquito bando, it used to sit on a bull's horn, it seems. So sitting on a bull's horn, the bull is not perturbed. He's just going around here, there, and all. Then mosquito brings his full friends or relatives. So big troop of mosquitoes come and sit on the horn, and then he's still not disturbed. So he asked the bull, ante, how come I'm sitting? We are all sitting on your horn. How come you're English general korkomand kutko nanage agಬೇಕಾ? Because horn is on. How does it even affect? That means we have to become so thick-skinned. Under thick-skinned and not even thick-skinned. If you are in consciousness, nothing will disturb you. If you are settled in consciousness, if the mind is already at the broke, that Jivatma, which was bound by this, it has now broken and it has become Paramatma. You are destined, your body is there. You are doing a routine, but with an awareness that this is basically required for me, and I am not going to be perturbed by anything because I am the pure consciousness, nothing will affect me. Anta kutpirtane. Then Udasinavat, the 23rd shloka says, Udasinavat asino gunairyo na vichalyate. Vichalyate means not disturbed, just like Sthita Prajna. Gunavartanta iti eva yo vatisthati nengate. So he or she who is sitting like the one unconcerned, Udasinavat, I am least bothered, is moved not by gunas, who knowing that gunas operate, and he is self-established and he is totally not shaken. So he's indifferent, he's indifferent to the surroundings. He's indifferent, he's established in the consciousness. Even if he's working, no, even if he works, he may be cooking, he may be working in an office, he may be treating patients, but in the consciousness mode only he's working. Gunas are working. I am just an observer. So work will go on. But he is working with the realization. So he is udasinavat, bantu birtu, profit, loss, success, failure. But full involvement is there with an understanding. So this is a very good lesson actually, to be in the state of consciousness, moving towards consciousness. Then you become very fearless. Anta Swami Ranganatha Anandaji ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. If you go to that dimension, no, come what may, that is my true self. I am supposed to be like that. This is my purpose of he is leveling now. Hokta. You may not be liberated, but on the way, no, en route, you will become like that bull on the horn and thick and fearless. We become so fearless. The psychology will, our ups and downs will totally vanish. They'll start diminishing in their intensity. So with this, we have to work, and we should be established in that, so that we become fearless, and that is the ultimate destination. And what else does he do? Now he brings again, he reinforces the concept of equanimity. We have discussed this, no? Sama dukkha sukha swastha. Sama loštashma kanchanaha. Tulya priya apriya. Dhiraha. Tulya ninda atma samstuti. When there is sorrow, same attitude. ಬಂತ ಬರ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡು. ದುಃಖ ಯಾರಿಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ದುಃಖ ಆಗೋ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ದುಃಖ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. He is not in sorrow. He is always happy. ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ಸ್ವರೂಪ. He is ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ಸ್ವರೂಪ. ದುಃಖ ಬಂತ ಬರ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡು, ಅದ ಹೊರಗಿನ ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೀ. ಸುಖ ಬಂತ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ದುಃಖ ಬಂದಾಗ ಸುಖ ಬರುವುದೇ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ attitude. ಸ್ವಸ್ಥಃ, he is situated, his mind is in the atman. ಸಮ ಲೋಷ್ಟಾಶ್ಮ ಕಾಂಚನ. ಲೋಷ್ಟಾಶ್ಮ ಕಾಂಚನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ತ್, ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಡ್, ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾಂಚನ, ಗೋಲ್ಡ್, ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಸೇಮ್. ಯು ಗಿವ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್, ಅವನೇನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಲಾಕರ್ನಾಗ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ಗೆ ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನೋ. He will just go and give it to somebody. There was one Swami who told me this recently. Or some name, very peculiar name they call it. They will go and give that person some gift. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. They listen to his talk. After that, they will go and give on them. What he does now, he will receive and give it to somebody. He will receive. Many people go and give. He'll go. Hinಗ್ ಹಿಡಿದು ಹಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡೋದು. He has no attachment to anything. Because this person, no, he is in samatva. Sama dukkha sukha. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಪರ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಆಗೋದು. ಐ ಆಮ್ ದ ಫುಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್. ಬಂದಂಗ್ ನೋಡೋದು. ಹಸಿವಾಯ್ತಾ, ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಏನೋ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಟೇಕನ್ ಕೇರ್. ಸೊ ಹಿ ಸೋ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ just like tamasic, but with wisdom. This fellow also relaxes. Not that he will not work. He will be working in utmost relaxed way. Sama Dukha. Dukha and Sukha, he will take it on the same platform. He is situated in the Atman. And he will, for him, Bangarano ashte, Mannu ashte, Kallu ashte. So he is not attached to any of these. Priya Apriya. When you reach that stage, what likes and dislike. Priya is I love so much, you know, so much. So agreeable or disagreeable events. Priya Apriya. Ninda and Dhira is courageous because nothing stops him. He's utterly fearless. The best, the most, what I should say, somebody was asked, define spirituality in one word. Define spirituality in one word. So that person told fearlessness. Spirituality and fearless with wisdom, because you are the consciousness. Nothing will disturb, even if they throw stones at you, nothing will affect you. Today, I will take little more time. There was on the internet, there is one series, videos are there called Upanishad Ganga. Suvarchala has seen, I think Padmini also has watched, and Padmaja also has watched. Upanishad Ganga. Chinmaya Mission has done a wonderful job of making small, short. They have shot the situations like drama, like a small movies there, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, all on Vedanta. Very beautiful. One of them, there is a long back I had seen this, watched that video. There is one person, one yogi who comes to a village. He is from North India. He has come to Tamil Nadu. And he goes there, he doesn't know Tamil. So he doesn't know how to interact with people. He stays in a temple. He goes and washes his clothes. He has only one set of clothes. He'll wash. He'll sit for meditation. And whoever comes there, they'll put coin or they will give him banana. And he eats that. He sleeps there. That's all. He eats, he sleeps, goes for his this thing ablution outside, and he's comfortable. And he is always meditating. So the villagers, they come and they fall at him, at his legs and all that. No, he just moves back. Parvaille. They say parvaille is the word they use. So he learns that word parvaille. That's the only word he uses. So this man, no, whoever comes and tells him anything, it's a long story. I'm making it short. So for everything, it's a parvaille, parvaille. It's okay. It's okay. One chieftain, Gauda, village head, comes to him and he says, my daughter, I want to get her married to this boy from this place. What do you think? Parvaille, says. So sannyas yogi has told Parvaille anta, they get her married. That girl is loving another person and this marriage goes against her wishes. So what happens is that that boy, he comes back and then he tells her that on the just before the wedding, he'll come and he will say that how can you get married to somebody else, and then they have a physical relation, and madve innu agbeku ashtralle she becomes pregnant. Sorry, they come to know about that, and then they will question them, and they will start ನಂತರ ಅದು ಇದು ಏನೋ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಹೊಡೆದು ಕಳಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಳ್ಸಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ then the parents, that the marriage gets broken. So what happens is now the boyfriend also goes and the marriage also gets broken. So the village head comes to this Swami and he says, you said parvaille, you said it has to be, he will be smiling. So now the punishment is that she will stay in your house, and that's a punishment for her. Let her serve in your house. She will serve. Avano, that boy comes there to meet her and they have relation and she becomes pregnant. Nobody knows this. One fine day they come to know the girl has become pregnant. ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬೈಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ, ಅವಳು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋದಾಗೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನೌ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಲೇಮಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಮ್, ಯು ಡಿಡ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೊಡಿತಾರ ಅವನು ಅವಾಗೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. he will continue to do, he will take care of her like his daughter and all that. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿನ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ದಟ್ ಬಾಯ್ ರಿಯಲೈಸಸ್ ದಟ್ these people have come and hit the Swami, it's not good ಅಂತ ಅವ್ನು ಬಂದು ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಆವಾಗ the whole city, so first they would have thrashed him, ಮುಖಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊಡೆದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. That time also his school. Now what happens when the boy comes and tells them that I am the culprit, it's not Swami. then they will feel so bad ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬಂದು ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಕಾಲ್ ಮುಗಿದು ನೋನು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಮಾಲಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ, ಯು ಟಾಲರೇಟೆಡ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಮರ್ಯಾದೆ. ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದಟ್ ಅವಮರ್ಯಾದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆವಾಗರೂ ಅವ್ರು ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. he knows only that word, but the authors of that, no, they want to mention this is the way a yogi is. He is not at all disturbed, everything is happening externally. So then somebody asks, ಹಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಯೋಗಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದೆಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಈ ಸೋ ಡಿಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಡ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರು, ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಟು ಹಿಮ್, ವೈ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಕಾನ್ವರ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಅ ಯೋಗಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನರೇಷನ್, ಸೂತ್ರಧಾರ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಿ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಇವನ್ ದೋ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಯೋಗಿ, ಅವನ ಕರ್ಮಫಲ ಕಾರ್ಮಿಕ್ ಇದು ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟೆಡ್, ದಟ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ somewhere in his past or fourth janmad ಏನೋ ಒಂದಿತ್ತು ಕರ್ಮ. So that because of that he will suffer. But when he suffers, this yogi did not allow it to touch him. He became an observer. Look at the beauty there. He suffered. ಆದ್ರೂ ಏನಂತಾರೆ, ಇದು ನನ್ನ ಕರ್ಮ ಇತ್ತು, ಯಾವಾಗೋ ಇತ್ತು, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೊಡೆದ್ರ ಹೊಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. People may ask, he should have retaliated, how can he keep quiet ಅಂತ. No, he was a spiritual seeker and he could not explain, he could not go beyond that, they could not be convinced. So that was his stand, because he was fixed in this Sita Prajnata. Even though he was in Sita Prajnata, it was affecting him, that his karmic, you know, results were affecting. So but he did not react. He allowed it. So ಮಾನನು ಬಂತು, ಅಪಮಾನನು ಬಂತು, ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಒಂಥರ totally detached attitude ನಿಂದ ಅವನು he tolerated that. So ಸಮತ್ವಂ, they say sukha, dukkha, ಸಮಲೋಷ್ಟಾಶ್ಮ ಕಾಂಚನ, ತುಲ್ಯ ಅಪ್ರಿಯ ಅಪ್ರಿಯ, balanced. Ninda stuti, insult, ninda is criticism, stuti is appreciation. People comment about me behind my back, I'm least bothered. That is their lookout. What I have to do, I will do. And whoever is established in this state, gunatita hogovano, he will start practicing this. He will start practicing equanimity. That is how he goes to, he reaches that state. Then mana apamana, again insults and felicitations, or honor and disgrace, and mitra ripakshayoho, he will be the same to his friend and foe, both are same. Because as I said, when you observe as an observer, a friend is expressing his love, that is his guna sattva. An enemy is expressing his hatred, that is his rajasic or tamasic guna. Beyond that, he is also pure consciousness. And this expression is also not permanent, it is temporary. After some time, when he grows, he will become sattvic, we know that. So I will not react at this person. So this is possible when you are a spiritual seeker. This is not otherwise in vyavaharikavagi, ordinary way, we cannot explain this to people who don't look from this point of view. It should not be told, it may be taken in another way. So this is for our spiritual advancement. A sattvic person is not a weak person. People may say this is cowardice, he's not doing illa, we do require, ivaga gandhina baitivalla, himsa himsa, we are not going to that. But when you are by and large, you know, in ordinary civilized societies, we can do this kind of practice and get liberated. So he says, he or she is said to have gone beyond gunas, who is same in honor and disgrace, to a friend and a foe, and sarvarambha parityagi. Idu bhala interesting for me, I took. See, sarvarambha parityagi andre, he will not give up initiation of arambha, means any projects or any new activity, he will not take. See, as it is when sattvic people, no, they are interested in knowledge, everything, but too much of activity is not there. So when you go beyond that, you will not take whatever is. Swami Ranganathananji gives very beautifully. What he says is sargunatitaha. So he says they will do things as they come. They will not initiate. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕೋ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ನನ್ನ ಲಿವಿಂಗಿಗೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಐ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್, ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ರನ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಅದ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಅದು ಬೇಕು, ಇದು ಬೇಕು, ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸಾತ್ವಿಕ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಮೇ ಅಂಡರ್ಟೇಕ್ ಟೂ ಮೆನಿ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್, NGOs, ಅದು ಇದು. ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ದಟ್, ನೋ, he will stop. because for him, being in that consciousness, going towards liberation, not that he should not do, but there is no need to do. There is no need. ಅವನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, he will not do too many things. Basic activity ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನಂತೆ. Whatever comes to him or her, he will do, because he or she does not need more than what is needed to preserve the body. And he will not even be affected if he doesn't have luxuries and all, because he has gone beyond that. If you remember, I had given an example long back in 1994 precisely. When I was doing my MD, I used to be, that's how I went into space. I used to be very disturbed. I was ultra emotional, oversensitive. My friends used to tease me, be sensibly sensitive, and then close friends used to tell. So I owe too much of reaction, no, emotional reaction. So ಏನಿದು ಅಂತ, then fortunately I was already into Gita from my childhood, so I looked into that. Then my friend said, um, I mean, ಅಳ್ತಾ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, something was triggering in me. I should find a solution to this ಅಂತ, because it's disturbing me. Then I went to one, my friend took me to one, his name is Sridharananda Swamiji, is no more, Khanapur near Dharwad. He had done a lot of Hatha Yoga, and now also there is an ashram there. My friends are associated with that. He had reached Samadhi. He was a liberated soul. We could make out. Okay, my friend, she's a doctor. I was practicing also. Doctor agi, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಿದು? Then he asked me one basic question. Do you have enough to eat? Do you have enough money for your food? I said yes. Do you have a shelter? I said yes, very big house. And food, shelter, clothing. You have enough clothes to wear. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕು, ನೀನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, we must be worried only when these are our real worries, nothing else. ಅಷ್ಟ್ರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ we should come back to our source. When we go, we must experience all that emotions. So ಇದು activity as a solution ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು rajasic person will start acting. Then you will become too much active, and then you make it sattvic, and then we should go beyond that. No act, ಎಲ್ಲ selfless service ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸಾಕು, ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾಯ್ತು. Now I must be in that conscious, whatever basic is required for me, if that is taken care of, my duty is to completely, especially as we advance in age, it should be meditation and reaching towards that equanimity, that state. And if you remember, we discussed in Vipassana Yoga, Buddhist equanimity is their basic, and they meditate upon that hours together. Vipassana Yoga, 10 days, if you go there, it seems they will make you meditate for nearly 16 hours a day. No mobile, no talking, no laptop, nothing. How beautiful it could be, no? So equanimity we should practice. Idu bantu, labha bantu ashte. Aitu. It's temporary. It will go. Loss, temporary. Apmana, felicitation, awards, okay. Either hane bara gottu nam bhasheli, we know what it is, because something else will be there. So both should be taken as the same. And the heli last two shlokas. Now he gives a solution. Can we be aware of this just by our own effort? We can be, but he gives one solution. Mam cha yo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate brahmano hi pratishthaham amrutasya vyasya cha shashvatasya cha dharmasya सुखस्येकान्तिकस्य च इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे गुणत्रयविभागयोगो नाम चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः. This completes chapter 14. So what Krishna says is, apart from this, namdu idu bantu with our rational thinking, with ourselves established in consciousness, what we will think is, eradu iddade, Bhagavad Gita has told. So I will start practicing equanimity. And he says, apart from that, he or she who serves me, bhakti, Mam cha yo bhakti yogena sevate avyabhicharena, unpolluted. without any hypocrisy, unswerving devotion, one who serves me undisturbed. There is no fluctuations in that bhakti, consistent, strong, steadfast devotion antare, angu antare. So he who does that, having gone beyond gunas, right? Having gone being gunas, uh, Brahma Bhuya Kalpa is fitted to become one with Brahman. That means he who does this effort, put your effort, use your all intelligence and logic, rationality, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು that is our buddhi. Then bhakti. Sri Ramakrishna says, very self effort. Madidruno, you will reach one stage. But when you have bhakti, because it is just difficult to have this approach, I must be like this because it's giving me happiness. If I'm too much attached to sukha, then dukha also will affect. ಈ ತರ ಲಾಜಿಕಲಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, but it will not remain for long, number one, and it will take very long time. So bhakti will add. If you have bhakti, quickly you will start getting that grace, or even if you don't want to use the grace, that is the dynamics or the way the consciousness works. When you surrender, ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, otherwise again there is a chance of slipping into attachment, ಅಹಂಕಾರ. ನಾನ್ ಸಾತ್ವಿಕ, ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಂದಿರ್ತೀವಿ, but fixing your mind in consciousness is through complete devotion or complete acceptance that aham brahmasmi, either of those, consistently, our meditation. Even if you want to say I am the pure consciousness, I am the Sachidananda, I am not the gunas, for our mindset to stay in that consciousness, we need to have lot of devotion being one and consistent, constantly ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. So he says avyabhicharena, there should be bhakti in that concept, conviction in that concept, belief in that concept. In whatever I'm thinking now, let me just say, I am the consciousness. I am like that screen. And whatever projections are happening, they are temporary. They are because of nature, because of gunas. And mind is reflecting. ಎಲ್ಲ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡೆ, ಜ್ಞಾನ ಬಂತು. Then, ಅದನ್ನ maintain ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ, then we should reach the liberation. So he says, with bhakti you should do. And without bhakti, it's very difficult to remain in that state. So that bhakti is required even in for jnana margis. Then he says, because brahmano hi pratisthaham amritasya avyayasya cha. I am well known as the abode of Brahman and immortal, because and then not Krishna. Krishna is telling this, but he is representing the Parabrahman. Krishna is considered to be all avatars, but it is not this Krishna per se. It is a representation of Parabrahman. So he says, as Parabrahman, I am the Avyaya, I am the Amrita, immortality, and immutable and everlasting Dharma, and absolute bliss. I am the absolute bliss. Therefore, you must, the person who's going beyond the gunas, right? So he must serve me with devotion. Andre, when we sit for meditation, we must have complete surrender. Complete surrender. Complete surrender. Work on your rejection of acceptance that it is gunas. I am not the doer, it's a guna. And the other part of it should be showing a lot of devotion. So with that, a person can be liberated. How beautifully he has taken the journey of a human mind from being an extremely animal-like behavior, you go to active behavior. Then you become, that activity results in calm mind, yet not detached, and still higher, post-graduation or PhD is detachment. And with bhakti. So these are all the steps for us for liberation. So let us take baby steps. Let's reduce our tamasika vritti. Let's observe our mind as much as possible. It is very much possible, actually. If we try seriously, observe your mind and try to become less attached. When we become more attached to this, then when we become more attached to the divine, then what happens is, then we become less attached to the worldly things. Ivattu very nicely he told, when you meditate, observe your thoughts. when you meditate, observe your thoughts. If you are getting more and more, if your mind is entertaining those thoughts, initially it will happen for everybody. If your mind is entertaining all those thoughts, then it is still in the worldly attachment. If your mind comes back, again thinks, again comes back, and it is going step by step, more and more it is getting concentrated, then think that your mind is turning towards the divinity or consciousness. So we must have a great habit of meditation. We have to do meditation to go beyond gunas, because meditation will help us cross samsara sagara. Andrenu crossing the gunas. Samsara sagaravanna datodu anta heltare. That is nothing but crossing the gunas. So having said that, I will just play this and sing along. You all can sing. Who are we? We are all Sachidananda Swarupa. Shivoham, Shivoham. ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸರ್ತಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಸಾಲದು. We will play that, and then we can. So always, this one is postponed to next class. So actually, I wanted to sing both, but we have lost the time. So. Can you hear? Is it audible?
No.
No?
It's not. No.
Now?
No.
Is it audible?
No. Not very clear.
Not clear? Okay. I think I can play it here only on the. Today you bear with me for another 5 minutes, because we can finish off this and is it clear now?
No, we can't hear it.
No, ma'am. Okay. Wait, I will have to share this. No?
It's not here it now.
Shivoham, Shivoham, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham, Chaprana Sankhyo Navai Panchavayu, Namasaptadhatu Nama Panchakosha, Navapanivalam Nachopastavayu, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham,
Saukyam na dukkham na manto na vikram na vedana na yajna aham mukudana na bhaktam janam
शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपा शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपा शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं मे मृत्युशङ्का न मे
जातिभेद उतानैव
नैव माता
जन्म न
न
बन्धु न विष्णु गुरु न जीवस्य चिदानन्दरूप
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपा शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपा शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं मे विकल्पो निराकाररूपो विभुत्वात् सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां न च सङ्गतं नैव मुक्तिर्न मे चिदानन्दरूपा शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपा शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपा शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
So that is a very powerful mantra, Nirvana Shatakam. Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivam. I am not the Papa, I am not the Punya, I am not this, Neti, Neti, Neti. I am Chidananda Swarupa, Shivoham. Guna is working on superficial waves. I am the deep bliss in the ocean. I am the screen. I am not the movie on the screen. And this thought, if we have with Bhakti, I think that will be the day when we will really experience the permanent relief from suffering. That is freedom. Let's pray that all of us reach that stage. Okay. Open for any